1-0. We move on. That's a dub right there. That's a freaking dub, man. I'm excited about this team. I got my notes here, yellow notepad, old-fashioned shit. Some inconsistencies, some sloppy play, let's be honest, sloppy play, especially in the passing offense. But defensively, it's just week 1, and it's just the Giants. But we didn't underestimate our opponent. Defensively, we put the D in defense. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hail to the Randers. The fuck? Redskins, Commanders, whatever the hell you call them, man. 21-6. That's a freaking dub. But yeah, like and subscribe. I'm going to go through my notes real quick and go through some tweets. But yeah, man, dude, the game should have been over by third quarter. The offense had multiple chances. Multiple chances to put the game away. And the fact that I was out there freaking sweating until like the freaking 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Jaden Daniels was a bit... the passes were behind our receivers, you know what I mean? A bit overthrown here and there. The Terry McLaurin one that I'm thinking about right now. But, it came to the point where, by the beginning of the third quarter, I was like, is that Josh Johnson out there? Like, is that Josh Johnson not freaking Jaden? Like, the fuck? Do I got cataracts now? I wasn't mad, but I was just like, dude, this is not the Jaden we know. But you know what? This is going to be the last time I hear from people who say, oh, practice doesn't mean anything. Practice doesn't mean... With Terry being out the entire offseason, you saw the disconnect right there, especially in the long ball from, Jaden Daniels to Terry McLaurin. That should have been a touchdown because Jaden smoked this dude. But, I'm not worried about it whatsoever because, Jaden still did his thing. He still had an awesome day. I mean, 19 of 30, 232 yards, 1 touchdown. He also put 66 yards on the ground. Granted, a lot of these balls, even though they were behind our receivers, they were dropsies. But I'm not worried about Jaden Daniels whatsoever. He actually admitted it in the postgame interviews that it was sloppy. But, it is what it is. He's going to end up being, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws 4 touchdowns against the Packers this Thursday. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Dude. He's going to be fine. I still think he had a good game. Yeah, especially creating something out of nothing. 66 yards on the ground. Dynamic quarterback. He's fine. But yeah, I got my notes here. Zach Ertz started off horrifically. Like I'm saying, all these penalties. How many penalties did we have? It was just you could just tell it was week 1 because not even the Giants had as many as us, honestly, because we had 12 penalties. Look at that. 12 penalties for 89 yards. Giants had 6. Half. It looked like a terrible towel out there. I looked like the freaking stands at Pittsburgh with all those yellow flags out there. I was like, what the... Again, not worried about that because it's just week 1. But still. Another note I might have is... fuck it. I was going to bring it up later on, but I'm going to bring it up now. Our defensive line, Eddie Goldman, Javon Kinlaw, Dietrich Wise, Jacob Martin, I'll throw in Vaughn in there as well. We got a brand new, revamped defensive line. I was just like, what? the Giants themselves, they only had 73 rushing yards. Granted, Andrew Thomas didn't play, but I don't care. Tyrone Tracy is a good player. Dude, it's just week 1. But if the defensive line continues to play at this standard, we are a Super Bowl team or Super Bowl contending team. Yes, I said the offense is going to bounce back. The offense is going to bounce back. If the defense can continue this play, we're good. We are good. Seeing them right now, going over to I even saw Johnny Newton, a couple of run stops right there too. Johnny Newton, he didn't really. I mean, he played, but but and then Bobby Wagner, of course. Bobby Wagner was fiending off of this defensive line. This is how it's supposed to be. The linebackers just clean it up, but the defensive line does the dirty work. Look, Bobby Wagner, looking at stats right there, but. And another guy, and one main guy I'm going to single out right now because I feel like he deserves it, and he made a difference. Will Harris, 29 years old. I had to confirm his age. I was like, what the fuck? How old is this dude? I thought he was 31 for a second. 29 years old. just his presence out there, he looks like another Quan Martin. When Quan Martin lays the hammers out, he's doing the same exact thing. He is competitive. He is out there. That forced fumble against the Russell Wilson was freaking awesome. Beautiful tackle. I was super impressed. And like we saw what he did in the preseason as well. Will Harris is making an impact, dude. And he came back from an injury. Thankfully, he had like a minor injury. But Will Harris, man, I'm super excited about this. I'm just like, he obviously he's like, I don't want to say like next Jeremy Chin. You know what I mean? He's going to be his own Will Harris. But, I don't want to put any predictions out there, but like he looked amazing out there. And Quan Martin too. Both of them, like our safeties now, or in general, last year they were like that too. Yeah, Quan was. Chen, yeah. But Will Harris is violent. He's a violent man within the law frame. He's not getting no freaking assault. He's a violent man. And I like that. You need that in your strong safeties, man. Get my notes. JD's off. Is that Josh Johnson? It's not Josh Johnson. It was only for like one series. Honestly, I wrote this because I was pissed off because we should have won. By the third quarter, we should have won. But anyways, I don't know. I'm gonna delete it right now in front of y'all. I will never ever disrespect Jaden Daniels like that again. Missed tackles. Yeah, defense. In the beginning though, that was in the beginning. Freaking Scatibo, whatever fuck, looked like Mike Allstar for like 2 minutes. So I was like, what the fuck? And Luvu had a bit of an off day, honestly. I saw some missed tackles. But I read a stat that like towards the end, like by 50% of Russell Wilson's dropbacks, he was under pressure, which is insane. Freaking insane, Let me see over here real quick, boy. Got some stuff right here. This is Jaden Daniels talking about the overall sloppy pay.
When they needed, when we're stalling out, being sloppy on the offensive side of the ball, so kudos to them.
When you talk about the sloppiness in the offense, how much of that do you think is just you guys have?
Come on, boy.
Jitters or whatever.
And he knows.
You're not going to be at your peak form.
He knows. He's having fun out there. This man's always smiling.
And, be more attentive on, and we'll hit that in film and get ready for Green Mountain for a week.
What do you think of Bill?
Ran hard.
Debo's a freaking stud, man. I'm gonna get to the offense a little bit. Let me try to finish this thing. But anyways, in my notes, Malik Neighbors was steaming. He wanted to solo ult Brian Dabble, the bull, whatever fuck. Solo ult. If you know, you know. Marvel Rivals. You look, yeah. He and our quarterbacks, we got a trio, man. Marshawn Lattimore looks back in shape. Looks back in action. Looks like he's the Marshawn Lattimore. It's great to see. Trey Amos, couple of DPIs, but you know what? He was there. He had one beautiful coverage on Neighbors towards the sideline. Sanister was in the run game a lot. He was being thrown out. We all know he's not he's scared to get his nose dirty or whatever fuck how that phrase goes. But our secondary was Quan. Quan had that interception tipped back. That was Bobby Wagner, it got close to his face with the roughing the passer or whatever the hell, but that should have been an interception for Quan Martin, man. Quan Martin was doing his thing out there too as well, but shout out to Will Harris. He really stood out, man. He really stood out. Bobby Wagner, yes, feeding off Luvu. He had a solid game, applied some pressure. But in the first half, we did miss a couple tackles. But I'm not worried about Luvu. He's still going to be all pro Luvu, Connolly Jr. Now, yeah, it's true. Multiple holdings against him. I actually thought, I was like, fuck, he's going to struggle. he's going to struggle. You got those three demons out there, Abdul Carter, Thibodeau, and Brian Burns, especially Brian Burns. But I did see him, obviously, those two critical holding plays. But in the run game, though, especially on those Bill long runs, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who I'm going to get to in a bit, Connolly Jr. was out there, setting the edge. I saw that. I'm going to put, I might do a video on that later, but obviously, yeah, I would say a decent outing for him. But, pass blocking wise, yeah, he did struggle, as one would. Even Laramie Tunsil had a holding too. But him in the run, I saw him do some damage, dude. I saw him do some damage. Let's see here. Yeah, rushing offense. Like I'm saying, our offense, like it's just a rushing offense because the rushing offense is at 211 yards, I believe. Our passing offense, however, just a bunch of dropsies. 219 rushing yards. We had more rushing yards than passing yards. But I feel like we're gonna be a top 3, top 5. Like if Bill continues this thing, and Bill looks like a complete running back stud. The vision, the breakaway speed. He makes the first man miss. And that long touchdown. I mean, not long. And that long run that he had in the fourth quarter to pretty much to put the game away. He made a strong safety miss. I'm sorry, but B-Routes getting taken down there. We got a gem in freaking Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, man. And y'all saw, I heard the chants too. They're like, Bill, 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 Bill. I like that chant for him. Let's see here, man. Yeah, also even DQ. He's a bit rusty. Like the hiccup in the first half, the field goal. Should have taken a 3. That would have freaking helped me out with my anxiety. Help all of us out with that anxiety. Would have been, those 3 points would have made a more possession game. But, hey, man. The run defense, the Great Wall of Landover, Maryland. I haven't seen this type of run defense in years, dude. But, like I said, 25 first downs. We just kept shooting ourselves in the foot, man. 5 punts, man. All these freaking flags, but that's going to get cleaned up. We're going to get cleaned up on that. See, like time possession is pretty much equal. But, Commanders haven't held a team without a touchdown since week 7 of 2020. Did that today. Dorrance Armstrong said, "Oh, wow. Great to be a part of that." Love it. Yeah, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. This is a beautiful start. I'm not worried. I'm more excited than because, like, obviously, I'm happy. I'm proud of my team. Got the dub. But if the defense continues this play, hey, man, the sky is the limit. Again, it's just week 1. Things can switch. The offense can freaking, score 50 points and the defense can give up 50 points. But I think it was a great start. Hail to the Commanders, Redskins, football team. Let's do it, man. We got a game in 4 days. Great start, man. Great start. I feel like am I missing something? Deebo Samuel. I felt like I talked about him. Deebo Samuel. 77 receiving yards, 19 rushing yards, touchdown. You see him being acclimated all the time. Terry, he's off to a slow start. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. Get his 1,000 yards. We got weapons. And if Bill continues this, 82 rushing yards on 10 carries. Ain't nothing gonna stop us. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. I might make a video today later on. But hail!